Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. A few weeks ago, there was a massive community goal to get Jaques Station out to Beagle Point. Unfortunately, the station never made it there. It got lost. No one really knew where it went or what had happened to it. But as you've probably and no doubt heard by now, an intrepid commander, Commander Cly, I apologise if I've got your name wrong there, managed to actually find it out here near the galactic core in this rather spectacular looking nebula. And the way he found it was just some doing here. He was searching around for populated systems out in deep space, and he came across this little system here which happened to be populated. And of course there really shouldn't be any populated systems out this way. Turned out that it was none other than Eject Station out here. This is where his misjump had taken him to. We still don't know all the details of just why that happened, but as you can see here, it's an absolutely stunning area of space. The star fields here are very dense, and it's absolutely chock full of nebula, and it's quite close to the galactic core as well, so a very different area of space to what you're used to if you don't come out this way. Now, I happen to be pretty much in the area, around about 4,000 light years or so away from this particular system, so I made the journey here. And I'm actually very glad to have done so. Jaques Station is right out here near the nebula. Unfortunately, his station has completely malfunctioned. It's got no services working except for a mission board, which is actually offering no missions at the moment, and it does have a commodities market, fortunately. Now, Frontier have confirmed that this station was UA bombed. UA bombed means a load of unknown artifacts were actually delivered to it, and the unknown artifacts caused technological failure to these stations. Now, the way to repair these systems is to bring metal alloys here, and they can usually be found from barnacles, and it just so happens that barnacles grow within a nebula, and as you can see, as I've said, there's loads of nebula around here. And here I am finally arriving at Jaques Station. Now, this account, Commander Granite, has been out in deep space for 14 months now and has never docked yet. This represents the first time I've docked in over a year. And of course, this isn't the only first. This is also the first time a station has been so far this deep into space and up against a backdrop as lovely as this one. Now, what happens next is anyone's guess, but this, although it was a failed jump previously, a failed jump to Beagle Point, it still represents a huge opportunity. There are a bunch of NPC ships out here. I suspect those are ones that come along with Jaques Station itself, and they've busied themselves setting up a resource gathering around the system, and we'll have a bit of a look at that in just a moment. And of course, with a whole load of players coming out here, quite a few of them planning on bringing resources with them, as well as searching for metal alloys, this could well be the opportunity to set up the first deep space colony and set up an entirely new inhabited bubble. Looking at the station services then, we can see that pretty much everything is unavailable, as I said. The local news, of course, is still there. It gives us a traffic report which is expectedly very low. I guess that's going to get rather busy over the coming weeks. We've also got some local news here, and some of this, I believe, has been made, at least in part, to other stations out there as it's been broadcast around. But these haven't been seen fully intact as yet, although I believe they are dotted around on Reddit and a few other places. I'm going to read some of these out. As a result of the continued failure of the local factions in this system, it is our duty to report that the station has entered an expansion program. Experts predict that this will impact their local influence for a short time, but can be countered by amassing exploration data. The next message is a broken one, so I'll just read out the bits that actually make sense. Mayday, this is Jaques Station compromise. Engine inoperable. Location and Nebula 94. Something about white light, purple gas giant, and 6 space 3. Lost. Help. So I think a message very similar to that one has been reported elsewhere. Here's another one, and this one's more intact. Mayday, this is Jaques Station starport. Infrastructure compromised. Hull breaches all over the place. I still have power, but engines and most main systems are now inoperable. My current location is on the edge of a purple gas nebula with a white F-class star. There are multiple gas giants, 6 in total I think, and I'm orbiting at the smallest one from what I can tell. I'm proud this old station has held together as long as she has, and there is nothing more I can do. I've shut down all non-essential systems and limited my movements to the command deck and adjacent rooms. If help doesn't arrive, then, well, let's just thank the universe that the booze hasn't run dry. Not yet, anyway. So, there's a few other messages here like this. None of them really explain exactly what's gone on, but they are dotted around the internet. They're available there, so if I remember I'll try and link them in the video description. After this, I went and had a look around the system to see what's out here, and as you can see, there's already some resource extraction sites set up. The planet that Eject Station is orbiting has pristine metallic rings, so these are absolutely perfect for any miners that want to come out this way. And looking at the other planets around here, there's resource extraction sites around these too. There's just about every type of ring system you're going to need. There's metallic, high metal, rocky, as well as ice. And looking at the galaxy map, you can see that there's some neighbouring nebula here. These are just 1,000 light years away, and in the grand scheme of things, that is actually very close by. I suspect we're probably going to find something quite interesting out in these. But probably the most interesting thing of all, at least to me, is the sheer number of nebula out here. Now, I've been aware of this for quite a while, as have anybody that's done some exploration around here. But Michael Brooks and Frontier have said that the barnacles and perhaps the aliens have a lot of interest in a nebula. Now, maybe they live there, maybe they don't, but they do seem to have some sort of interest in there. And, well, humans encroaching into their territory, that could be perceived as perhaps a bit of a threat. Of course, that's just speculation on my part, but, well, let's see how it goes. What I'm hoping for next is that the whole load of players come out this way. Like I mentioned right at the start of this video, this represents a massive opportunity. And if we can get Jaques Station up and running again, then it's quite possible that we could get some other stations out here, some other outposts perhaps, or even some little colonies down on the surface of these many landable planets that are in this region. For explorers, and indeed for all the types of players, this could really start bringing something quite interesting to the game as we create a whole new area of civilization. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant, and I'm out here on what I feel is a particularly important mission. Jaques Station wants to jump, and it wants to go to the newly renamed Beagle Point, one of the furthest points we can currently reach within the entire galaxy. This monumental undertaking will take Jaques Station over 60,000 light years.